Hello everybody, I'm Krieg Morgan and I'm here to tell you how to channel your inner human dragon and become the Gembillionaire. Before continuing, you should know this is not a build for the pores. You must be a better class of human. You have to do what it takes to make it to the top no matter who or what you crush in your way. Now going over the gear, as you can see, we have two big old maces, which means that we are going to be running Giant's Blood and enough strength to be able to hold them. Now we have two sets of hammers. The ones that I showed off first are the DPS, and these are our stat sticks. They will come in handy in a minute. This is the passive tree. We are a Gemling Legionnaire. We are using multiple gems of the same type, so that's why we are going Gemling. If we go through the tree, it's basically set up to take advantage of Deepest Tower. That was an intelligence that I needed to be able to hit some gear wrecks. I don't know if I still need it. This could be further optimized. Currently, it is one size fits all, but if somebody wanted to, they could probably set up to do it a little bit more efficiently by setting up a weapon swap setup. But that's for the accountants. We don't care. We're CEO class here. Now going over the skills, these are what I have slotted. Basically, nothing fills up with more rage as a billionaire than getting our hands dirty, so that's basically what our auto attacks do. Other than that, we are mostly relying on hired help like any good billionaire does, and our private security forces, our ancestral warrior totems. Now, what really makes this build work is Wind Dancer, and Wind Dancer is yoked up higher than our vested stock options by level support, which means it gets absolutely bonkers damage ratios. We also have some AoE support built up inside of our tree, and we're also running magnified effects so that we can get a little bit more extra range. But look at that damage bonus. Absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. The sky is the limit with this build. If you have better weapons and a higher level, the more damage Wind Dancer will do. Now here's this build in action. We're doing a little bit of King of the Mists. This is difficulty level 4. Let's watch what happens. It gets a little bit spicy here, but, you know, sometimes shit happens. As you'll see, most of the work gets done by our hired help. We're just there to kind of oversee and not die. So I'm going to take this opportunity to explain the other reason why we went Gemling Legionnaire. Now, normally when you are stacking strength, you do not have access to Wind Dancer because it is a dexterity-based ability. But by going Gemling Legionnaire, we can satisfy the attribute requirements of gem skills by using whatever our highest attribute is, which in this case is strength. So we don't have to worry about any dexterity outside of what we need for gear to be able to run Wind Dancer, which allows us to utilize Wind Dancer as a pseudo thorns and use it to clear. We are crushing the begging masses of pores with the sheer aura of how out of touch we are from generalized society. The gameplay loop for bosses is to summon solar orbs so that we get rage if we can, then summon 3 of our rolling slam totems that break armor, followed by 1 of our shatter totems, because we have overabundance, to break the armor, get a critical, and body whatever the hell we are fighting. With the deepest tower and the low life support we have, so long as I stay reasonably close, stuff gets melted, and once it gets low life, actually, I don't even have to stay in presence range. I can just fire and forget and focus on dodging. Now, this is a tier 4 breach run. I do most of this with the DPS weapons equipped and doing Leap Slam. Now, Leap Slam is set up with Consecrated Ground to give us a little bit of extra oomph. It also gives us the recoup life effect, but really what is keeping us healthy here is The fact that I have goring and fast metabolism, which I have accessed through a controlled metamorphosis gem that allowed me to skip 3 points that I don't need to access them. Now what they do is they give me a bunch of bonus physical damage, life leech, and most importantly, it makes it so that my life leech does not turn off if I hit maximum health. And that is really going a long way to keeping me healthy while I do this sort of thing. I did have to stop and go back for a proximal tangibility mob. I hate them. Mostly we are fire and forget. We just kind of move, and the bleed from Wind Dancer takes care of most things, and if not, we just drop a little bit of hired help and away we go. Now, this was a little bit spicy, I should say, until I picked up an Amethyst Charm. The Amethyst Charm really helps with one of the mobs in here that shotguns. I had more issues getting to Zesht than beating Zesht. So once I get to Zesht, I know that I've made it. There were a couple of things that did have the little hook to shotgun me out. But when I picked up the Amethyst Charm with the guard and the extra resistances, it gave me just exactly what I needed to be able to consistently get through the breach portion of doing Zesht. Now I'm going to give a quick shout out to Kalltorak, who turned me on to using the regular Mace Strike instead of using Perfect Strike. It definitely simplifies the build a whole bunch. On top of that, he turned me on into using the different buff passive to up our damage against the bosses even more. You'll see me switch over to it right here. And just like any good billionaire, we don't care about the loot. This is about sending a message, so we're not even going to pick up that stuff. We're going to move right past it. And stack up our rage, so that when we drop our good little guys, they're ready to go. And here we go. So, as previously mentioned, you drop 3 of the rolling slams, and you drop 1 of the shatter, and you just kind of keep the rage up. And I screwed up because I was supposed to swap out 1 of my charms for 1 that keeps me from being frozen, but it ended up not mattering. Other than that, you just stand close to Zesht and you make it so that he counts as low life, and your guys delete him. That's the Gembillionaire, boys. So here we go. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like, a follow, and a subscribe if that's your thing, and find me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/MorganUruru. Thank you for your time. Have a good one.